1. Just had a caller explode on me and start screaming out of nowhere after starting the call normally. It was so unhinged it was comical, so I thought I'd share. For background reference, my call center is retained by companies to handle both inbound and outbound calls to their shareholders to answer questions and inform them about important upcoming corporate actions, such as shareholder meetings, usually for ones where something is out of the ordinary, where their vote is of more importance than normal. For this particular call, we had called this shareholder on outbound and left a message regarding one of her stocks that has a shareholder meeting coming up, where the circumstances have made the voting process more high stakes and confusing than a normal meeting. So the company retained us to give shareholders a heads up on this. This lady returned our call, and it matched our call records, so I could see the shareholder name and which stock this was for. The call began pretty normal. Thanks for calling our company. This is Gotta Run 215 speaking. How can I help you today? Which co is this? As I just said, this is our company. Is this? And I asked her name. Returning a call from the client. Yes. Thank you so much for calling back. This is a courtesy call on behalf of the board of directors of the client regarding your client's stock. Oh yes, I have that stock in 3 different accounts. At this point she sounds more friendly and normal. Oh, that's great. I'm glad we've gotten a hold of you. The BOD asked us to reach out to you on their behalf regarding, and I give the information about the upcoming shareholder meeting. I start to explain the reason for the call, and that she should be receiving multiple sets of voting materials regarding this meeting, and will need to use the correct one to vote, etc. This seems like a normal return call at this point. I get halfway through explaining these materials the lady should be receiving when the lady randomly cuts me off, yelling, "Are you human or an effing robot?" Obviously I'm human and not a robot. I resume, try to explain what I was saying before when the lady cuts me off again, this time yelling even louder and more angry. "What is going on here? Why am I getting multiple different sets of materials? You're not explaining why I'm getting 3. Why are you screaming at me? There's nothing to be upset over. I was literally in the process of explaining that to you. The reason you were getting multiple sets of materials is, and I insert the reasons. I only got like 2 sentences into trying to explain before she cut me off again, this time screaming even louder, practically at the top of her lungs. "You're not listening to me or answering my questions. I have 3 accounts. I should be getting 3 proxies. Why have I not received 3? Note, the only questions she asked are, which co is this, are you a robot or a person, and what's going on, and why am I getting multiple materials, all of which I've promptly answered. Yes, that is correct. You should receive separate proxies for each account, and you'll need to vote each one separately. There are multiple sets of materials though, so you'll want to look for the X-colored one to vote, etc. Lady cuts me off again, screaming yet even louder at the top of her lungs now. "You're not answering my questions. Why are these materials being sent?" Ma'am, why are you screaming at me? I need you to calm down and stop yelling, or I will not be able to assist you. The materials will be sent from your brokerage firm. Some people will receive them by mail, others by email, or on their account online. The lady cuts me off, screaming at the top of her lungs again. "You're not listening to me or answering my questions. What address is this being mailed to?" If you do receive it by mail, it would be resent to, and I read off her address on file. I then try to explain that it may or may not come by mail, and that some people only receive it via email link or by logging into their brokerage account online, and this depends on their communication settings with their brokerage account. Lady cuts me off again, still screaming as loudly as possible. "You're not listening to me. I asked you which address is being sent to. I have 3 accounts." Blathering continues. I'm sick of her screaming by now. I just answered that it's being sent to, and I give the address. If you'd like me to assist you, you will need to stop screaming. If you continue to yell, I will end this call. The lady hangs up. Thank the Lord. Seriously, what is wrong with people? This lady was acting normal and chill, and then just exploded out of nowhere for no apparent reason, demanding info I was in the process of giving her. Like seriously, this had to be close to the loudest someone has ever screamed at me in a call asking questions. Totally unhinged. I hope she loses money on this stock. 2. So guy calls in with no service, had racked up a huge bill. Looking at account, not the first time either. Call starts off as you would expect, insanely confrontational. Apparently service has been out for a while, but his company needed him to get it back so he could finish work. So of course it's an emergency. I have a project due in an hour, blah blah blah. First he is mad at me, he didn't pay his bill again, owes nearly 1K, and this is the 5th time this has happened this year. Apparently billing and sales managed to come together to give him credit for him not paying us, so that we could reactivate. I was shocked they gave him credit at all, considering how often he doesn't pay us, but whatever, not my circus. They sent him to me so that I could fix his login. Okay, well, once you hit a certain point with non-pays, your login no longer exists. Basically, your entire account is shut down and you have to start from scratch. So now I have to explain this to this man who is blaming me for everyone he spoke to prior. Luckily, there is a way to restore it sometimes, if it has been less than a month, but it requires a ticket to a back-end team to be submitted. So I ask him if I can place this ticket. Tells me no. Explain that if I'm unable to place this ticket, then I'm unable to assist. Again, he refuses, stating that he doesn't like to wait, and that placing him on hold is a direct emotional assault against him, because it makes him uncomfortable. Again, I explain there's nothing I can do besides this, and so if he wants, he can call back. Sits there in silence for about a full minute before he will talk to me again, and he states I must call him back if the call drops. Explain, okay, not a problem. He then begins to berate me for not asking him the questions in the right order, stating that I should have told him I was going to do that without him asking. Explain that we do make attempts without being asked, and that he would have gotten a call no matter what. Again tells me that I am bad at my job. After 3 minutes of him repeating the same sentence over and over again, I finally tell him I can either put him on hold and fix this, or we can disconnect the call. Again, awkward silence for 2 minutes before saying yes. Okay, submitted ticket. Called my friend in that department and had them push it through. Confirmed username was restored, total time was 2 minutes gone. Come back and start telling them to log in. As soon as I finish the sentence, they start berating me again for the hold, stating over and over I'm bad at my job and that my company must not train me, because if they did I would know XYZ. 3 minutes of him ranting about this without a single breath. Finally got to talk. Explain issue is resolved, which is my job, and he's good to go. So he wants internal documentation because he knows I am again bad at my job, and so he wants to view the training material to prove it. Again, explain his issue is fixed and I will not be providing internal documentation. Keeps insisting until finally I snap at him and tell him I am not obligated to provide anything, nor am I obligated to handle the call in a way he wants me to. I am only obligated to resolve the issue and do it in the way the company requires me to, which I did. So he demanded my manager take the call because I disrespected him and invalidated his feelings. Easiest transfer of my life. I never heard from my manager, but I saw he was on that call for 20 minutes. What's amazing is he repeatedly told me he wanted to be off the phone as soon as possible, yet he spent 19 of a 21-minute phone call either berating me or refusing to let me fix it, and then another 20 minutes with my manager. 3. We had more than one curious person accidentally end up walking into a call center where I worked. I wrote this long ago for my non-call center friends. Hey non-call center people, it's me, your girl. I should make a blog. Anyway, we're going to talk about safety. Physical safety, ours, not yours. We don't care about yours in this context. If you see a building that a lot of people go in, but people don't come out of for hours, and maybe it even has a big company name on the outside, but it is clearly not a store or warehouse, but seems to be an office, do not go in there. This is a call center. Your presence is unwelcome. No, you may not just look around. Yes, that distracted or helpful employee may let you in. That person will soon be upgraded to a customer. If you do go inside, you will cause widespread panic. Holding your hands up and declaring you come in peace will cause the same panic as waving your arms and shouting you have come to kill us all. We are socially inept. Nothing in our training prepared us to deal with you in person, literally. I have taught these classes. Nothing prepared us for face-to-face encounters. Your presence triggers several things. The person who let you in received the aforementioned upgrade, read, also fired. Security may or may not call the police. They may simply escort you away quietly. Several strongly worded emails that declare stranger danger go out and warn us about people piggybacking their way into the building. Employees go over every encounter they have ever had. Was it friendly enough? Too friendly? Stalker-inducing? Jesus, was that bomb threat serious? Yes, they happen. Not as often as security would have us believe, but there is a reason we fear you. We have spoken to you. You people are nuts. Sure, you think you're harmless. Just to look around can't hurt. Yeah, you say that. You also said that your credit was great, didn't you, Karen? And when I had to tell you what your deposit was, you threatened to kill me. Not a great track record, Karen. Or are you here to interview? Welcome, happy to have you. Oh, look at you with your business casual because someone told you how professional we are, and your shiny shoes and your hopes and dreams. You Keener. But not so fast, Pollyanna. You aren't one of us yet. Until your eyes and heart are as dead and empty as ours, wait until you are escorted in by your trainer. Yeah. These are business casual bunny slippers. Stop being so judgy. You will only go unnoticed a moment. Your lifelike appearance gives you away. Like kin among the kindred, for my Vampire the Masquerade readers, or a goblin among orcs for you D&Ders, or, look, I'm a gamer, I have gamer references. The point is, you stick out. If you want to observe us in our natural habitat, go to a zoo, or the morgue. Anywhere that lifeless eyes devoid of hopes and dreams stare back at you. 4. While most people just call and want their stuff done with as little interaction as possible, super easy peasy, there seems to be a couple of people out there who love calling customer service reps just to make their own lives and the customer service rep's life completely awful. Call them Karen, Kyle, whatever you want, but this lady definitely deserved the title of miserable dumb bitch, MDB for short. Backstory. I work in a bank, and part of the procedure we go through when people call us is verifying their identity. We do this by asking sensitive questions about their bank account and personal data. It's because during the call we will be disclosing personal data, including if their payment is late, if their account is negative. Do you really want just anyone, like your angry ex-boyfriend, calling the bank to get this info, or worse, close all your bank products and screw you over? Spoiler alert, she doesn't care. Anyways, here's what happened. Thank you for calling Big Bank. My name is CMK. Can I get your name? I'm miserable dumb bitch, and you said your name is CMK? Yeah, that's right. Can I get your date of birth? She gives her date of birth. And the last 4 of your SSN. No. Is my mother's maiden name okay? How about your account number? Don't have it. Everyone else was fine with my mother's maiden name. Is that okay? I find the customer's insistence on only authenticating with mother's maiden name and date of birth odd and suspicious. I wonder if this is even the account holder, and don't feel comfortable going off this. Anyways, I can't even see her mother's maiden name to verify. I think this is weird and decide to notify a soup. Let me check on this for you. Can you hold? Sure. I notify my soup, and my soup says it's fine. I tell him it's really odd that someone is calling and demanding to be verified a certain way. I tell him I can't even see the maiden name to verify. He says that I can do address. I don't like it, but I don't make big banks' policies. Thank you for holding, miss. Can you verify your full mailing address for me? Big mistake. She verifies her mailing address and then goes ballistic on me. I need to speak with the supervisor right now. Yeah, I'd be happy to get an available soup. May I ask what the problem is? I've already been on the phone half an hour and transferred 3 times, and I told you I didn't want to give you my social security number, but my mother's maiden name. I apologize, but our bank takes the security of our customers very serious. I don't care. You put me on hold when I had my information ready. Get me a supervisor. Sure, just a moment. Apparently, my attempts to protect the customer's banking info weren't wanted. My bad. And I wait 15 minutes to find a soup. The customer patiently waits on hold. Guess she wasn't that miffed about spending 35 minutes on the phone after all. She was ready to take more of it. Where do these people find the time? 5. A pretty easy day at work yesterday, except for the last 30 minutes when I received an email from my supervisor with an attachment saying, Consumer Complaint, generalattorney.pdf. I went through the email and here's how it goes. The customer is a 65-plus-year-old lady. has filed a complaint against the company citing that she can't seem to find adequate technical support for her new unit setup. She tried calling the support number, but every time she tries, she gets connected to a person speaking a foreign language. I work in an MNC who is based in the US, been in the organization for many years, gone through a few promotions, and currently I handle escalations, technical support, and official complaints for people with special needs and physical disabilities, in compliance with the ADA Act by the US federal government. So one can say my current job role is a mandatory requirement for most service and product-based companies. So today I went through the email thread and the legal files for more details before I call back the customer. The customer is from one of the southeastern states in the country, yes, the Bible Belt. That part comes handy in the end of the story, and filed a complaint against the company which reached our legal team, from where it reached me. For the particular unit that she purchased, we can have a person from her part of the state who will have a similar accent to her, and who she can understand assist her, but they aren't technically trained to assist in troubleshooting and setup. The technical team who troubleshoots for that particular unit, my L1 team, is sitting in another country, my country, where the language of communication is mostly English and are fluent in it. But most wouldn't even try to speak in an American accent, because in our country, they have this notion that the Yankee accent is kinda funny. We mostly tend to stick to a neutral tongue. Anyhow, I took down a few deep breaths and dialed the number, ready to give my opening script. I mumbled esse quam videre and hoped for the best. I heard 3 rings. Someone picked up the phone. "Hi, my name is Little Psycho Brown Kid from," and I said where I was from. "I am the one handling the legal complaint from the organization, and I am one of the supervisors specialized in attending to our customers with physical Before I could finish, I heard a sound, "I can't understand you." Then a click, followed by silence. I started thinking, was I speaking too fast? No, I wasn't. Was my accent too foreign for her? No, can't be. I have had really happy customers from parts of the US, even from Boston, who had a thicker accent who could understand me. Heck, I even had a corn farmer from Alabama as a customer who had one of the most thickest southern accents tell me I could be an American. I started this job working with our clients in Australia and New Zealand with the thickest Australian accent, just like watching a Steve Irwin documentary with my eyes closed. What exactly went wrong? 1 in the morning in the freezing cold, I lit a cigarette and took a long puff, wondering what I can do to end this story on a happy note, when I posted on Reddit. I went back, called her again, she picked up. I gave her the standard opening script, and I said really slowly, making sure she can comprehend each and every word. "I will be assisting you with the issue, and anytime you feel like you don't understand me, you can stop me right there and ask me to repeat. I'll be more than happy to," and she cut me off. "Yeah, you can help me out, but are you American?" "No, I am not." "Well then, I'm afraid I don't understand you. Bye." She hung up on me again. I looked at the address and the state name on the legal form once again. Makes sense, you can take the racist horse to water, but what am I supposed to do after that? I spent some time hanging around the water filter, made myself an espresso, and started typing the reply to the email. "Hi, Supervisor. Customer is either a racist or has a fetish towards American accents. Customer has explicitly asked for a person with an American descendants. Please have someone call her ASAP. Regards, Little Psycho Brown Kid, L2 Escalations Engineer." And other information. I deleted the first line of the email and sent it. "All the best to me tomorrow." Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Please Hold, episode 32. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories for this video. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I don't think we've any other business today, but before we go, let's move along to Hellfreezer's question of the day. And today's question is, foods you love but you don't eat as much of as you'd like because they're very unhealthy for you. For example, lately I've been having a very strong craving for bacon, eggs, and potato scones, and I've had it a few days in a row, but I have to stop now because it's just not healthy for you. But do let me know what you think in a comment below. And with that, we'll skip the answer of the day this week. With that, I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.